Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blogs. So let's get to it. All right, you guys, this is going to be a fast top of the blogs because I got a meeting that I got to be at 2:30 and it's 1:30. Okay, so we got to get, can't be fucking around with you guys too long. First story up, you guys. Let's do a little bit of a Rona check-in. Should I give you some numbers? Okay, give me a second. As of the New York Times, as of yesterday, January 19th, we had 750,990 new cases in one day. We had 1,971 deaths due to COVID-19, and that is hot. The nation is hot, you guys. Everywhere you look, when you look on the map, is red. It's so red, it's burgundy. It's like these people, I mean, everybody has contracted coronavirus. Many of you have contracted coronavirus. Many of your family members and friends, loved ones, co-workers, they have contracted coronavirus as well. It's just been going around, and it seems like everything that I say, like a week later, the CDC, I have a feeling they watching my videos, you guys, because a week later after I say it, then they come out and say it too. Remember I told you guys that everybody is going to eventually get coronavirus? Then like a couple of days later, I was like, y'all been listening to old Rocky? Look at me, you guys. I'm a coronavirus specialist. I mean, it's common sense, you guys. The way that it's going, first of all, it's never going to go away. And we are going to have to learn to live with it and try to conduct our lives as safely as we can so that if we do get it, we have built up a wall of armor as best we can to fight it, and we can get through it. Now, most people that have contracted it, that have been vaccinated, of course, those are all breakthrough cases. They told us that this vaccination was not really the strongest at beating this particular strain of Omarion, but the vaccination is doing its job. It's keeping people out of the hospitals. It's keeping people from dying. And we still hear about people that get really severe cases that even had a breakthrough case, you know? So coronavirus is still very serious, even though most people are getting through it fine. There's always those times, there's always those cases where you could be that one who is struggling. Okay, prayers up for Jaylee. You guys know from Jaylee's Corner, also from Ooh Ladies First. You know, the YouTube channel with all four of the girls. Jaylee has coronavirus and pneumonia in the hospital. Y'all, that shit is serious. Like, when I saw that, my heart dropped because I don't want nobody that I know to get it, you know. And then the fact that she's in the hospital is just, yeah, we got to be careful. We got to be careful out there, you guys. That's all. We just had to do a little bit of a old Rona check-in. How y'all doing out there, though? Y'all doing okay? I sure hope you guys are doing okay. The USPS has taken on the task of distributing 500 million rapid tests that our government has gotten together. They've spent somewhere around $4 million to make sure that, billion with a B, not million. $4 billion to get 500 million rapid tests out to the people of the United States. You are able to go onto a website on USPS's, a link from USPS's website and fill out, and your household can get 4 rapid tests. Okay, they're free. You can only get one per address. I was trying to load it up. I was trying to get one for me, Mr. Jada, and Joe, but I was only able to do it for one. I thought it was one per person, but it's actually one per household, no matter how many people. So if you got more than 4 people in there, then you only gonna get 4. Okay, but 4 is better than nothing. And this comes because people were complaining that, you know, they have all these rapid test centers set up, but you had to stand in line for hours and hours and hours. And this people, if you sick, you really ain't got time to be sitting in no line all this time. And really, you shouldn't have to sit in line all this time, you know. So now they're letting us do the rapid testing at home. I'm a little concerned about the rapid test because they say that those do give false negatives and false positives. So it feels like even if you do get the rapid test, sometimes you need to follow it up by going and getting another one from an official place if you can, just to make sure that you might be negative if it came back negative, or you might be positive, especially if you still are having symptoms. I mean, if you still having symptoms, you sick. So you stay that ass at home, whether you got the old Marion or not. But I mean, like I said, it's better than nothing. Some of us can't get to the rapid centers because we're at work. Like, I'm at work Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5 on my Zoom, and I have to be on the Zoom. So it's hard to try to get to those places, the testing centers, and so those rapid tests will help. They're also giving out N95 masks. I don't really know what the situation is on that, though. I don't know if the post office, all I know is the post office is distributing these rapid tests, and I'm worried for my mailman brethren out there, all of my rock stars who work for USPS, who are mail carriers. I know you guys have been working hard as fuck these last couple of years, especially with the pandemic and limited staff and a whole bunch of fool of fucking niggotry that they was trying to do at the post offices. And, so I already know that you guys are strapped, and now here they come telling us that you guys have to distribute 500 million rapid tests. First of all, how big are these tests? Like, what is y'all mail trucks gonna look like and mail bags gonna look like carrying them? I'm worried for them. But Postmaster General DeJoy, isn't that his name? He say y'all ready, okay? But I know how it goes. Most times, you got your workers, the one that's actually doing the work, and then you got your executives who just be like, oh yeah, they got it. Just in case nobody tells you guys, Rocky love y'all, because without you guys, I wouldn't be getting all these fucking packages every day. I love my mail lady. She comes, she be like, girl, you be having a box every damn day. Especially now that I've been on this perfume kick, child. I was like, I'm gonna fuck around and get a perfume channel, y'all, because honey, I got Bitch Rocky been spending some money, honey. But that's neither here nor there, child. We getting off track. I said I can't be fucking with you guys too long. But anyway, we're going to be getting these tests. Y'all put them up real safe and nicely. And make sure that, that you have them just in case you guys might need them. Okay? And they do have the rapid tests in stores and on Amazon. But you guys know those places are fraud. Not necessarily so much the stores. I mean, if it's a legitimate store, they should have legitimate tests. But Amazon, you don't know where you're getting that stuff from. And there's a lot of fraudulent shit going down there. I mean, you just have to be careful. Okay, so just go on in the USPS website and get I didn't even know nothing about it. I just happened to be trying to find out where one of my packages was. And it said, did you want to apply for free rapid test, for your household? I was like, oh, okay. So I did it. And then I saw in the news that everybody was doing. I was like, oh, Rocky was ahead of the game, y'all. But anyway, y'all, that's just a little bit of the Rona check-in, just to make sure that my babies, okay, the rock star babies out there, that you guys are doing okay. And again, we just gonna say every week, you wore your mask, wash your hands, keep your distance. All right, you guys, I got a pretty sad story here. It seems that Tiffany's been having some tough times lately. I mean, I saw that she was having a hard time around the Christmas time. She had flown to Eritrea. I guess she was going to see her family. That's where her father's from. So she's made it a point to keep in contact with her Eritrean family out there. She was on her way there. She got caught up in an airport. Was it in Istanbul or? She was having problems, trying to get to her destination. There was some racial shit had been went down, and I'm sure her being a black woman, in a Middle Eastern place, not necessarily the easiest. But yeah, so she's, that's been going on. And of course, we know that she done broke up with Common. And you guys did you see the interview that she had on Hollywood Unlocked? Was it Hollywood Unlocked? Yeah, with Jason Lee. And she basically said that Common was a fuck nigga. Like, she didn't really say that, but her whole attitude was just sort of like, oh, he's lying about the reason why they broke up and, all of this. And she kind of made it seem like she didn't realize that things was as bad as they were until it happened, So I was just like, I tried to tell you, that Common is good looking, but child, that Common must be a problem. Fuck wrong with him? He can't keep no woman, you guys. He done been with plenty and different kinds and all type of types and everything. So It don't matter who it is. Something wrong with karma. Anyway, that happened. I saw that her dog died recently. So it's just been one thing after the next for Tiffany. She apparently was out here in Atlanta. She was in Peachtree City. She was driving last Friday. They said that it was around 2 in the morning or so. She was at a red light. And apparently she had dozed off. And there was an onlooker who was concerned, thought maybe she's, might be drunk, might be dead. Like, we don't know what's going on with you. You just slumped over the wheel. So they called the police, and the police en route to the location that they called, they actually spotted the car pulling into like a yard of somebody's house. So they pulled her over. They did a test on her and they determined that she was drunk. Actually, that not drunk. They believed that she had been smoking marijuana. So they arrested her, took her to the Fayette County Jail. She was only there for a couple of hours, posted bail, $1,666. Took her picture. Did you guys see her picture? She's smiling real bright on there. I said, girl, don't get caught out there. At least this damn, this picture is going to get circulated. At least look cute in it. But I felt bad for her because I was just like, Tiffany's name has been in a lot of things lately, and none of them have been all that great. Prayers up for our girl, even though Tiffany has worked some of our nerves more than others, I still don't want her to be getting arrested and for things like this to be affecting her career because she's doing well. And, so we hope that things work out for her. But driving under the influence, girl, you almost made it. You almost made it. Thank God she didn't hurt anybody on the streets, or herself, but, there's no excuse. You just really shouldn't be driving under the influence these days. There's too many ways that you can get to where you need to go, without putting yourself and other lives in danger. I mean, you have Uber and Lyft and, all of these things, and plus she's rich and she could actually afford a driver. I know shit happens and life happens and you don't always have drivers and you think you can make it, and I mean, we've all been there. I've been guilty of it in the past of doing it too, so we ain't pointing fingers or nothing, but we just realize that it's not always safe, to put yourself and others in danger like that. If you're drunk, if you're high, maybe it's better to just try to get a ride or just stay your ass where you are. So, yeah. Hold your head up, Tiffany. Okay? And don't do that no more. All right, you guys. So the Wendy Williams drama. I try not to report on this every week. It just seems like every week it is something. Okay. We all know that usually where there's smoke, there's fire. There's been a lot of smoke around Wendy Williams and her show for the last few years, right? Child, we don't know what to think. But okay, so the 14th season of Wendy Williams was supposed to start October 4th, right? We thought that she was coming back to her purple chair, and then we found out that she had COVID. We know that Wendy Williams has previous health issues. She has Graves' disease. She has hyperthyroidism. She has issues with the circulation in her legs. That her legs are like really big. Was it lymphedema or something like that? So she's got a number of issues, but that Graves' disease is the most serious of all of them. So she was having a bad reaction to the COVID, to the virus. Even though she had been vaccinated and all, she was still having a bad reaction. So they were pushing off the dates. They were saying, she was coming in a few weeks. Then it was like, okay, November. Then it was December. Now we in January. No sign of Wendy Williams. I have a feeling Wendy is not coming back, but she has not said that. We know that I believe Sherri Shepherd is still the one that is over there covering for her. And from what I understand, Sherri Shepherd is doing really well. As a matter of fact, I was talking to my daddy yesterday and he was like, I was watching Wendy Williams. The girl that's on there, she is funny. She is something. And I was like, that must be Sherri Shepherd, because everybody is saying how, she's doing very well. I was like, Sherri gonna fuck around and get a TV show out of this like Nick, y'all. But, yeah, as far as Wendy, we've heard everything from she's doing so bad that she can't walk and, she's wheelchair bound and she's, can't talk and she's having, drug relapsing and drinking. And we've heard that. We've heard that she's okay. She's rehabilitating. She's getting better. She's just not quite ready to come back yet. Like in every version of that in between, we've heard her brother come out and talk about it. Her son did post a picture of his mom, and said something like getting stronger every day or something, but it was just like a picture. It might have been a boomerang, but it wasn't like, we still haven't seen Wendy. We've seen her walk. We've seen her walk from like her car to the building. We haven't heard her say anything. That walk is real shabby. Like, we ain't, it's a little shaky, and I'd be a little worried for her. But she does make it, she does look disheveled, but Wendy Williams kind of always has looked disheveled, even when everything, as far as we knew, was okay. So you can't really go by the whole disheveled look, But a story came out last week that said that while they, when the pandemic first hit and everybody was working from home and they decided to do Wendy Williams' show from home. Remember I told you guys back then that the show was really weird. Like, she was in her kitchen. There was so much shit in there that it was almost like a pack rat. She had that big ass Betty Boop in there, and, it was just weird. And evidently during that time, one day she had been stripped naked. I guess they was about to start the recording of the show. She had took all her clothes off, started touching herself sexually. Of course, the production staff that was there was worried, called the ambulance. And that was when they decided to cut the show because, well, we can't have Wendy Williams stripping naked and touching herself sexually. Okay, it wasn't on air, of course, but when you do things, when you're unpredictable like that, ain't no telling now, we can't have that. I'm not laughing at that because obviously that's a breakdown in some sort of mental connection, with reality. You definitely can't be doing things like that. But, yeah, that was when they ended up cutting the show from, recording from home. And then, so it's just been a whole bunch ever since she fainted. And really before she fainted, we were talking about how she would lose her train of thought and, she would get the facts wrong. And it was just sort of like she never really knew what she was talking about. It was not never, but it was a lot of times where she would just not know what she was talking about, So, yeah, it's been a lot, you guys. I mean, my heart is kind of sad for Wendy because clearly something is wrong. Something is not okay with Wendy. And, I know a lot of people have their issues with Wendy because of, who she is, the person that she is, and the work that she does. But still, I just hate that it had to go out like this. But really, if she's not going to come back, she might as well just say it so that she can get on with the healing in her life. I mean, you guys already know, I already told you, I would like to see her come back, but I also feel like, girl, you done did your job. You got your money, go heal somewhere because, the shit that happened with her husband, all that, just a lot, So that's what's happening there. I can't imagine the production companies sitting this out much longer. They probably gonna let her go through this whole season. I mean, she done sat out a lot of the season, and I just wonder how long they're gonna let this go before they just be like, okay, pull the plug. Let's see who else we gonna put in her place. So, but this is Wendy Williams, so this is her show, but like I said, the show must go on, and business is business. And the bottom line is the red line, okay? What is it costing us? So I think everybody is going to get tired of this eventually, and they're going to have to make some decisions. But hopefully Wendy gets better soon, whether she makes it back or not. All right, you guys, another person that I have to report that has died, Talley, okay, the creative director of Vogue, the editor-in-chief. I mean, he's worked with numerous magazines. We know him best as the right-hand man to editor-in-chief Anna Wintour at Vogue magazine. For years, they were, the best. I don't know if they were the best of friends, but they worked side by side and was known to be together, in that work capacity, relying on each other. And then somehow the relationship went bad. I know he wrote about it in a book or two and just talked about how strained their relationship became. I don't think that they were able to resolve those relationship problems, their friendship, the work problems and all of those things. I mean, we know that Anna Wintour is notorious for not being the most easiest person to get along with. I mean, The Devil Wears Prada was based on her life, okay? Well, her old assistant is the one who wrote that book. And we all believe that that's who she based Meryl Streep's character in the movie on. So she's not really the easiest person to get along, but yet and still, her and AndreTalley, you couldn't deny that he was a major force, not only at Vogue, but in fashion, period. And his influence was everywhere. Him being this, this imposing figure, this tall, strong black man, in his elegant and regal robes and caftans, and before he got bigger, he used to wear really nice suits, and he was always very fashionable, and we knew him by his hair, and we just always saw him, and we knew that he was making major changes within the fashion industry. Called it like he saw it. People always talked about how he he was so fully entrenched into the fashion world that he just knew things that many other people would never even know. He had just became a staple in the fashion industry. And turns out that he had a heart attack. He was in the hospital. They said that he was in the hospital being treated for some unknown illness. We don't know, but he did end up having a heart attack, and he died. Of course, he was not married. He didn't have any children, I don't believe. Let me check that real fast. No, he didn't have children. Okay, at least not from what I can tell, just real fast looking on Wikipedia. But huge loss for the fashion industry. 73 years old is fairly young. Like, I don't know. I feel like until you get into your 80s, everything before that seems kind of premature. But if he did have previous health issues, I mean, I don't know. All I know is that it was very shocking and very sad. And, it's just been a lot of deaths. I mean, we've had so many. It's only the 20th of January, and I've talked about 4 deaths, I feel like, in the entertainment world. It seems like the beginning of the year, we have a lot of deaths, though. This is just one more that we can add to the list. So if you go into Vogue.com, they have a huge write-up about his life and his career and his, what he provided to the fashion industry and to Vogue itself. It's actually a very good article. So you guys can read up on his career and the things that he's achieved over his past. But like I said, he was 73 years old. Leaves behind just scores of friends, family, fans, people who respected him, people who were inspired by him, people whose lives he made differences in. Rest in peace to Andre Leon Talley. Since this is the end of the first half, let me just give you 2 quickies. I'm gonna give you 2 quickies at the end of each part. Okay. First quickie up, Meg the Stallion. It seems that she is working with Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Meg is smart because Meg gets partnerships with like conglomerates, like huge businesses. She was working with Popeyes. She's working now with Frito-Lay, the hot flaming Cheetos. She is working with them. I believe Frito-Lay is the one that puts, I believe it. Whoever is the ones, but I think it's Frito-Lay. Huge brands. I think she has something with Adidas. But yeah, these huge brands that, just not something that's local or small scale. These are huge scales that continue to push her brand higher and higher, more valuable. Everybody loves Meg the Stallion. Okay. So yeah, she has a cute little commercial out, and she's now working with them. As far as her and Party, okay, Mr. Fontaine, is that his last name? I don't know if her and Partisan are together or not. But there were rumors that had come out that the reason that they broke up is because apparently Meg is not the happy drunk that some of us would like to think that she is. Okay, they say that she's a fighting drunk, and that that it's been difficult for her and Party to continue on because of her temper when she drinks. I don't know if that's true or not. It could be, it could be not. Okay. Shout out to Mr. from Color Purple. That is the rumor that's out there. Now, Party did come out and say, okay, the rumors has gone too far. That is not true. He was going to let y'all live, that they still been rocking out together. I was just like, I mean, I guess that could be true. Meg hasn't spoken on it one way or the other, but we do know that Meg took all them damn pictures down. And we ain't seen her say nothing else about Mr. Party, post pictures, videos, cute little whatevers ever since. So Party might still be trying to work it out and say he's still with her. She might see things a little differently. Shit happens in relationships, you guys. We know that. So, I mean, you know, you get together, you break up, you get back together. So that might be what they own. But, yeah, congratulations to Meg, who's working with Flamin' Hot Cheetos. And I'm not talking about the pastor who spit into his hands and rubbed it over one of his church members' faces in the guise of blessing him. You listen. I can't talk about that kind of stuff because it grosses me out. Like, I can deal with shit, pee, all of that. I cannot deal with spit, and I can't deal with vomit. Those are just the talk of those things grosses me out. I definitely can't see it. I still haven't seen the video. People have sent me the video, but I thank God it'll say what is about to happen in the video, so I don't even watch it, because I'm gonna tell you one thing. My God is not in your fucking bodily fluids, okay? You're not fixing to get a blessing from somebody's hawking and spitting. And I think that, you know, the Bible says things need to be done decent and in order. Okay, I don't know if the Bible actually says that, but that's what my mama told me. I've always known that things in the church are supposed to happen in order, okay? There's no way that you can tell me that you conjuring up and bringing up a loogie that could be filled with virus. We are living in coronavirus times, you guys, that you could actually spit into your hand, something that is so disrespectful to spit in somebody's face, but to think that that's okay to rub it on somebody? No. Y'all stop following these fucking false prophets, okay? That is not okay. You watch Benny Hinn and you think that you're supposed to get, you know, your own little spin on it. The Lord did not tell that man to spit in his hands and rub it on somebody's face. I am sorry. And there's a lot of people out there that's misguiding, and, you know, people that feel like they've been called to the pulpit and they really haven't. People that are up there for their own good. People that up there that want to just go viral. It's all kind of shit. It's all kind of false prophecy and going on in the church, y'all. It's a lot of it. And you have to be careful. And when I saw that, that upset me, because I was like, it's a lot of people right now who don't know the Lord, okay, who don't know God. Don't get me up here preaching. But because they've been misled, they've been hurt, the church hasn't been accepting of them. You've got people that are judgmental, and then you got people up there doing shit like this. That is not okay. It's not okay. Okay? And I can promise you that the Lord did not tell them to do that. I can promise you that. So y'all ain't got to send me no videos, because I'm not gonna watch it. It's disgusting. I was grossed out, and shame on him for doing that.